Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Back with you again, YouTube. Wanted to kind of throw this in here if I can. I don't know how far I'm going to get as far as the other radio, but I wanted to put this in also if I could. This is my fix for the Fluke meter. Those two screws there are very tight in there. The switches work just fine. And basically what I did was, if I can find it here. Oh, here it is. That's what I used. Is basically it might have been, in fact, I know the shank was a little bit bigger than that, but basically the same thing. Is just that's that size as far as the length of it, and that fits in there perfectly. They're tight, and we'll show you the switches, how they work. If I can get this in the frame. All right, there's the AC/DC. It's in, out, in, out, and down here is the one that doesn't work, or didn't work I should say. See, that stays in just fine now. Comes out, stays in, so all is working just fine. It's on off. So I just wanted to put that little update in there, so anybody was wanting to know how I did it, that's how I did it. And like I said, that is very tight in there. It's not going to come out of there, so that should fix that. So I'll get back to what we was doing. I'm back with you again on this meter. I have the variac hooked up to it. You'll see on the other display that's the actual reading coming out of the variac. This one's pointed right at the front of the meter. We'll go up a little bit in voltage. I'm set on the 200 volt AC range. So let's go up a little bit and see what we got. I'm looking at 9.8. 11.7 is what the other one says. Go up a little more. So now we're at 29.2 on the Fluke. 35 on the China meter. Looking at 61 on the China, 50.9 on the Fluke. I'm guessing probably the Fluke's more accurate. I'm guessing. So let's go up to about 100 volts on the China meter. That's only 82 on the Fluke. So you can see there is quite a difference there on the meters. So anywho, just thought I would point that out. This is the I don't know if I told you or not, but this is the original Fluke, the one I fixed with the screw. So, you know, I don't think there's any ill will from doing that, but you never can tell. But I just kind of wanted to do that real quick and see what it came up with as far as voltages. So that's what it comes up with. If I had a resistor here, I would probably test that. I don't have one handy. I have a diode. I think it's a diode. Not even sure about that. Anyway, I just want to add that to this part and show you that it is working now. So that's good. So we're gonna hook it up to the ohms and see what happens with the ohms. Make sure it's still working properly. So let me turn this variac down and off. Go ahead and put it on ohms range. I was wondering if that AC and DC makes any difference, but I guess it doesn't. So let's see what it reads on ohms in the 200 range. .1, .2, just exactly like the other one. So I'm pretty sure we're at a good point here with this. I think we've got it where it should be. I'm trying to figure out a better way to get this light so you can see it a little bit better. So anyway, that's the ohms, and everything seems to be working just fine now on the original meter. And I will cut this here and get back with whatever we were doing before. Hi, evening YouTube. Here we this evening to work on this Juliette AM/FM portable radio. Part of this was filmed last night. I was going to include it with the Fluke meters, but that ended up being like 25 minutes long, and so I decided to go ahead and shorten that and just put the Juliette on a separate video. So the first part of this, again, where I show the hum that the Juliette produces and stuff like that, was filmed last night, and then I'll take it apart and show you the radio out of the case, hopefully, and go from there. So you guys stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright, what I have here is the new Juliette radio. New to me, I should say. I'm going to take the back off of it and see what we got underneath. See if there's an easy way to clean the volume control, and try to investigate maybe the hum a little bit on this. It does have a hum. I'm going to show you. Let me do that before I even do any more. I'll go ahead and plug it in and show you what the hum sounds like. If I can get to a plug here without destroying everything. I don't know. Oops. Don't want to knock me down. Don't want to do that. I do still have a little issue with my hand where it just doesn't work as it should. Now it's turned off right now. Let me get you up close to this as I can. I think you can hear that. I hope you can. Decent hum. I mean, doesn't seem to be anything but from the AC. It's off now, and that's back on. So, as you can see, the radio does work. But, like I said, there's a hum to it, so let me go ahead and take the back off real quick. Alright, that's decent looking. Not bad at all. See, our hum's coming from these two here. Just a guess, but I'd say that is loose. That needs to be attached back to the, say, to the top of the board there. There's some tabs on here. I'd say that's where they go. So we'll get that done. Here's our AC transformer down here. I don't know how much you're seeing of this. There you go. There's your AC transformer. Again, I have to find some screws. There's one there, probably one on that side, and no telling where else. But anywho, we'll get that back on its way. If we can. Hopefully. There's one there. There's one there. This will probably have to come out some way. I definitely want to get that back up out of the way like it's supposed to be. That's not good. And there's our volume control. Yeah, right there. We can get into that pretty easy. Hi, back with you on the Juliette radio. And what I've got here is 3 wires here on this power switch. Actually, it's the AC/DC switch. I'm going to cut those and have to solder them back. but I see no easy way of getting that switch off at all. So we will trim these off. I wanted to take a picture of it, a real good picture here, so I can see where these wires came from, etc., etc. Before I trim them off. On down, yellow down, orange down, red down. Alright, that will allow me to remove the case, more or less. Still have the power cord in there. I'm going to route that out, but I wanted to take a real quick picture of that and show you what I was doing on that, so I will get back with you just as soon as I get this case free. I have the case all free and all off the power cord and everything, so wanted to sort of look at this a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a little closer on that. There is a screw right there. I'm not sure if there was a nut in there at one time and that was how it screwed on or what, but I'll have to find that out. And I think it should, if it goes anyway, it probably should go the other way. I'm not really sure, but see, it will go back to its position, I think, without too much trouble. So anyway, that's about where it goes right there. These two filter caps, as I said before, I think are the main problem with the hum. They will be replaced. I think they're 1000s. I think I've got some of those. I took out of that power supply. As this one feels the most bulged of the two, but I can't tell for sure. But anyway, I do have it all apart now. There's the earphone jack. Got that to come out. I'll have to wire that up to where it'll work, where I can work on this. The power supply, the power filters here, capacitors. I want to replace those. I want to clean that volume control, and then I probably, and of course, mount the antenna back where it's supposed to be. That should be an easy job once I figure out exactly how it mounts in there. I was going to just glue it if I couldn't find out how else to do it. So anyway, everything else looks to be pretty good and attached, or whatever you want to call it. This apparently uses a 9-volt battery. I'm not really sure, unless it may be one of those types that plug into the 4D cell, something like that. 4Ds, 4 AA's, I should say. I have got to get this thing mounted somewhere to get it out of the way and keep it from falling off all the time. So that one there stretched pretty tight. That actually feels pretty good right there. So I think if I could get it screwed back in, I think we would be okay. I don't know if it was supposed to screw through this fiber or circuit board or what, and just screw into that, or, you know, don't know for sure. Some of the things I've got to consider. I don't think I'm going to do any more tonight. I've been sitting here for, a good couple of hours, I think. I worked on the meter too, as you've seen on this video. Got that all squared away. So I have two good Fluke meters now, which is nice. So what I'm going to do probably is take the circuit board off next, and I think there's a screw right there. I don't know if you can see there now. I just took it out. One right there in the corner. I don't want to get that away from the faceplate, and try to get to the bottom of the board so I can change out those caps. That would be nice. And I think that's about it as far as the things I want to do. I see a screw there, and I tell you what, this thing is just not gonna cooperate. I want to put it back up there. At least it won't fall off so much. Anyway, I started to say there was a screw there. It's got to come out. Here's one that's fell out down here at the bottom. Get that out of there before I lose track of it. I tell you, my hand is better, but it's still not quite there. I've got about a dozen screws that's come out of there so far. This is not the best setup in the world as far as taking this thing apart. Probably would be better off trying to get this out. But it's the screws for the faceplate were pretty easy to get to. So that's why I went ahead and did that. But I think, like I said, that one there has got to come out. I feel it pulling back on me there. See, I think you can see that one right there. I think. Now I know you can. Right there. See if I can get a screwdriver on that and see what it does. See if that what's in the way. See, now I don't know if that gum comes out of there or exactly how that works. I see there's some screws there. I think this black piece has got to come off, or else that tuning wheel is not going to come out of there right. So I only see a couple here up in the front area. I don't know if that's the only ones or not. We'll go ahead and try to take those out. Get them out without too much trouble, I hope. Not breaking the string. That'd be the main thing. I do not like stringing strings. See what else is in here. Maybe something on the front I might have to take out. There's a switch there, but I think that will come out. So you guys can see. That comes out with the black thing, I think. I know there was one in the middle too I missed. Yep, there it is. Maybe that's the one. That would help if I get on the, might have the right screwdriver. That might help too. I'm blind as a bat like this. Difficult to get enough pressure on it. Push down and not get too much pressure on it. I think maybe the bigger screwdriver might work better. I can get it in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that loosened things up quite a bit. Still fighting with this antenna rod. Really don't want to mess that up. I think we're loose except for maybe one or two more little things. I see one over here that's got to come out. Not sure how that's going to be getting it away from that transformer. But I'm going to have to try. I'm hoping I can just take these wire nuts off and go from there. That would be nice. Oh yeah, there we go. That's got the whole thing out. See, I got it loose now. So that's got to come off. That will come with the, oh, that's the speaker. That's got to kind of stay there. That or unsolder the speaker wires. I guess I could take the speaker out. That's my pillow arm. This is the antenna, FM antenna wire. Like I said, I'm going to have to take these off. I don't think it matters which one's which. It's AC. I'll go ahead and make sure I got a fairly good picture of it. Let me turn this around the other way. I don't think there's just any rhyme or reason on that. I don't think it's ribbed or anything like that. I thought maybe it might be ribbed. See the cord here, if I can tell it's ribbed or not. Don't feel like it is. So I don't think there's any difference in there. The cord's not polarized, so I don't think it matters all that much. Alright, there we go there. That's loose. One more thing I don't have to mess with. So, I think we can stop this here. I was going to stop while I go, but you know how that works. Put these wire nuts back on there so I don't lose them. Probably could get that off there pretty easy by taking that off, and I don't really want to, so for now I'm going to leave it like it is. So, again, that's going to be all for this one. I think that will do it for me on this one, so let me get back to the other camera. Hi YouTube, I'm done for the evening, I think. As you see, I've got quite a bit accomplished here this evening. Not everything I wanted to do, but most of what I wanted to do. So I did get the other Fluke meter working. With it screwed in well. It should hold very good. Tested it. It tests fine. The Juliette is apart. Should be easy enough now to get the two capacitors out and change those and fix the antenna rod, clean the volume control, and probably we'll go ahead and do some more testing on it before I put it back in the cabinet. No sense in putting it back if I'm just going to take it back out to fix something else. So that will come later. The girls are leaving tomorrow morning and will be gone most of the day, I think. And I believe they will be back tomorrow evening. Either that or the next day, I'm not really sure. It depends on what they want to do. Their parents want to do, I should say. So that's about it. You guys, it's going on bedtime here. This is the biggest news I had all day, and I don't even know why I forgot about it. I wanted to say thanks to Gary, Rebel 9668. He stopped by this morning, actually, and brought to the girls some DVDs of vampire movies, monster movies, horror movies, quite a few of those, and thank you, Gary, for doing that. I appreciate that. And I got to meet Gary. That was good, and we had a good talk, comparing notes about everything, and like I said, he stayed for a while, and then he went back on his way to Canton. Is it Canton, Gary? I've done forgot. I know you said that Don lived in Borden, so I think it was Canton. But anyway, I do appreciate that. I just wanted to mention that and give you a big shout out there for doing that. I really appreciate it. And again, it was fun to meet you. I didn't have the camera. I really wasn't expecting to have company. Gary probably took a look around and could tell that. But anyway, like I said, girls were probably more worried about it than anybody. They were about to freak out because their bedclothes was still on the floor in the living room, and girls, you know how they are. It didn't matter to me. I don't imagine it mattered much to Gary either. So took a look at the Buick, and that's as close as we got to do anything to the Buick for a long time. But so we did that and had a good time. Enjoyed it a lot. So it's always fun when the YouTubers get together. Everybody knows that. So I did want to mention that, and like I said, you guys have a pleasant evening. The rest of the evening, it's kind of not much left of it. And thanks so much for watching this, and I will see you.